Hail, my friends, it's Storm the Bard, and we are on part 4 of how to play Bloodborne. So, Bloodborne Beginner's Guide, Bloodborne Starting Guide, what have you. Today, we're going to talk about two main things. We're going to talk about using the workshop for your blood gems, using the memory altar for your runes, and then we're going to talk about doing multiplayer and how that works. So I guess it's kind of three things, but these two kind of coexist with each other. So let's get right to it. Blood Jam Fortifications. So these are used. So let's say you have your weapon here. In this case, we have our cleaver. You can click on this, and you have 3 different imprints to put in here for your different blood gems. You'll pick up blood gems throughout the game, doing different things, beating bosses, getting them at events, and such. So with that being said, depending on the type of your build, you can see all they have different types of effects. Some of them have like thrust, blunt. Some of them will give you more physical attack. If we go down here, you can see like this one, for instance, would change our weapon completely to arcane. So if we were playing an arcane build, perfect. And then you kind of just, what I do is just kind of go through and figure out what you're looking for depending on your build, and then kind of build it off from there. So that would be the way to do it. So that is that. Very simple. You just go through, you figure out what's going to work for you. You can always play around. It's not like if you put them in there, you know, they're going to be locked in or anything like that. Nothing of that caliber. So then let's go over here. These are our runes. Same sort of situation is what you're doing here is you're looking for the runes that work best with you. So let's say, for instance, this character here, Christoph Lee, which is my strength character. So I did raise the HP by 5%. I did the increase all resistance, and then I did increase all defense. So we're looking at pretty much a full-on like tank, like strength character. And then this right here has to do with more faction stuff and things, which you'll learn about those later on down the line on your own. So that's really that. So that's the runes that you get here. And those are your blood gems. And we talked about in our last video how to actually upgrade our weapons. So that's that from there. All right, we're going to go to our next thing we're going to talk about. First, we're going to do here is we're going to come outside. And what we're going to do here is, now I talked about these guys before, inside the fountain. And you can see there with the eye, we have 38. You come here, and you can buy the bells that you need. So this one right here allows you to help others. And then the ones I have already here, this would be the one you would buy in order to get help for bosses and such. Not to mention, if you want to silence the bell, you would buy this right here, the silencing blank. And what that will do is that will shut the bell off when it's ringing, so that way you don't have to worry about being like PvP'd or, you know, invaded and whatnot. So from there, let's go ahead. I'll show you how this works, how to use the bells. So right now we're in front of a lantern, and we are ready to progress. But, you know, let's say, for instance, we got an example here where we've gotten to a boss. We've fought it 20, 30 times, give or take, and we're like, okay, well, I really could use a hand here. What am I going to do? So at that lantern, you would basically go here. Now, you could hit your touchpad. You could set up your stuff here, almost like kind of like hotkeys, and you would hit the beckoning bell. This would summon a friend or someone to come help you. And if you want to turn that off, you would just go ahead and silence it. And you'll see that you basically got your insight back because you never brought someone in, or you would use the insight if you did. Now, this works if you want to bring a friend. So let's say you and a friend are playing this game and you want to help each other. So he fights the boss with you, you fight the boss, his boss with him, because again, you're both in different worlds. You go to your network and you'd set it up with a password. That's normally what I would do. Set up a password. That way it's easier for your friend, for only your friend to show up. And then if you're done and you're playing by yourself, you know, or whatever the case may be, you just turn the password off, and that way you can have anybody come join you. And this also works if you want to go help someone out. So you would use the other bell we just looked at a second ago. You would ring that one instead. And when a person that, let's say, so you find the lantern that's near the boss door, they ring their bell, whoever it may be, you ring your bell, you just kind of chill there, wait a little bit, and then it will click off and say, okay, someone's looking for help, here you go. And you would be sent to their world and help them against that boss, or so forth. But that's it. we've done it. We've gone through everything in Bloodborne. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the likes and the shares and everything like that. I look forward to making more on these. I haven't decided what game is next, but just keep an eye out, and it will be another Souls-like game, and we're going to talk about starting it and where we go from there. All right, have a great one. Be safe, be just, and as always, huzzah!